In this video, we're going to talk about something that quietly controls the lives of millions of people: overthinking. You'll discover why your mind spirals the way it does, why it feels impossible to switch off, and how to finally break free from the fear behind it without betraying yourself. We won't give you shallow tips. This is deeper than that. We'll explore the psychology of overthinking, the trauma behind it, and the gentle tools that will help you regain your peace, one thought at a time. So take a breath. This is for you. Let's begin. Overthinking doesn't just make you anxious. It steals your time. It drains your joy. And worst of all, it convinces you that peace is impossible unless everything is under your control. But here's the truth. You don't need to control everything. You need to understand yourself. Because behind every spiral of thoughts is a fear you haven't faced yet. So today, let's face it together. This isn't just about stopping overthinking. This is about healing the root of it and learning to live with clarity, even when life is uncertain. Let me ask you something. When you're lying in bed at night, replaying that awkward conversation, who are you really talking to? Them? Or the version of them that lives in your mind? You see, no one really knows you. Not entirely. They know their version of you. One person sees you as kind and thoughtful. Another sees you as cold or distant. Who's right? Both? Neither? Here's the truth. You exist differently in every person's mind, and they exist differently in yours. That means most of your overthinking is based on illusions, not facts. You're arguing with phantoms in your mind, so stop assuming they hate you. Stop assuming they're disappointed in you. They might not even be thinking about you at all. Free yourself from being a prisoner in someone else's imagination. One of the biggest fuels for overthinking? Silence. You felt something, you didn't say it, and now it loops in your head like a broken record. That hurt. I didn't like that tone. I wish I had spoken up. When you don't express your discomfort in the moment, it doesn't go away. It hides and it festers. Weeks later, a small comment sets you off. Not because of the comment itself, but because it triggered 15 other moments you never voiced. The solution? Practice gentle truth in real time. Say, hey, that rubbed me the wrong way. Or, that was hard to hear. Not to accuse, but to release. Letting it out protects your mind from turning pain into mental clutter. You deserve peace, but peace can't grow in silence. Now, let's go deeper. Why are you overthinking in the first place? You're not doing it for fun. You're doing it because part of you feels unsafe, out of control, vulnerable. Maybe it started young. A parent who disappeared emotionally or physically. A friendship that betrayed you. A moment when the world felt like it shifted underneath your feet. And since then, you overthink to prevent pain. You scan for danger. You replay everything, hoping that if you find the right answer, you won't be hurt again. It makes sense, but it doesn't work. What you need isn't control. It's safety. And that starts by realizing the danger isn't always real, but your fear is. And that fear deserves compassion, not punishment. Let's say someone doesn't text you back. Suddenly you're spiraling. He's pulling away. She lost interest. I'm not good enough. Pause. Where is that coming from? It's not about the text. That's about the wound. Maybe you learned silence equals rejection. Distance equals danger. You're reacting not just to this moment, but to every other moment it reminds you of. This is how overthinking builds, one unexamined wound at a time. So what do? You name the trigger. You slow the reaction. You ask, what part of me is scared right now? The moment you can name it, you stop being ruled by it. Feelings are powerful. They deserve respect. But they are not always reliable indicators of reality. Feeling like a failure doesn't mean you are one. Feeling abandoned doesn't mean you've been rejected. Feeling unlovable doesn't mean you're hard to love. Overthinking thrives on feelings disguised as facts. So here's a tool. When the spiral begins, stop and ask, what are the facts of this situation? The person didn't call back. That's a fact. You don't know why? That's a fact. They might be upset or they might just be busy. That's a possibility, not a fact. Separate the two, and you'll cut off overthinking at the root. Every what if you cling to is a rejection of what is. What if I had done better? What if I had said the right thing? What if they stayed? It's exhausting and it changes nothing. Overthinking is often a refusal to grieve. You want to think your way out of pain instead of feeling it. But here's the deal. Healing requires surrender. You have to accept that some people won't come back. Some jobs weren't yours to begin with. Some doors closed because they were never meant to open. That's not failure. That's direction. You're trying to be perfect. Perfect reply. Perfect performance. Perfect healing journey. Why? Because you think if you're perfect, they'll stay. You'll be chosen. You'll finally feel safe. But perfection is a moving target, defined by people who don't even agree with each other. What one person loves, another hates. So who are you really performing for? You'll never reach peace by becoming someone else's fantasy. You get there by becoming someone you can live with, honestly, deeply, and without shame. Let's talk about the weapon in your pocket. Your phone. Every time you scroll, you compare. She's already married. He owns a business. They travel every month. And here you are spiraling. But you're not comparing reality. You're comparing your private pain to their curated highlight reel. They cry too. They doubt too. They overthink just like you. Don't let illusion steal your gratitude. Mute the apps, log off, or just remind yourself, this is not the whole story. The more time you spend looking out, the less time you spend growing in. One of the most dangerous beliefs that you have to fix yourself by yourself. You don't ask for help. Not because you're weak, but because you're brave enough to stop pretending. Call a friend. Book the therapist. Text someone you trust and say, hey, I'm struggling. There is no medal for suffering in silence, but there is healing in connection. You are not meant to carry the weight of the world in your head. You are allowed to rest and to lean. Maybe you didn't get the job. Maybe they left. Maybe the plan fell apart, and your mind says, see? It's always like this. Nothing works out for me. But what if you're wrong? What if what was removed wasn't punishment but protection? What if the very thing you lost was standing in the way of something greater? You might not see it now, but you will. You are not forsaken. You are being rerouted. Hold on. Even here, especially here, God is not done with you. You're not broken. You're becoming. Peace isn't about having a perfect mind. It's about learning to live gently with the one you have. So take a breath. Speak the truth. Feel the fear and still move forward. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching them, and the one watching is wise.